Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing marvelously well. We're big, we're bad, we're back. I'm dressed in almost black. And today we're going to be reviewing and giving away 3 copies of Baby Audio's new Reverb plugin called the Crystalline. I'm very excited to try this out. As you know, I have demoed, I don't know how many Reverb plugins, a schnizzle ton. Baby Audio have been one of our favorite plugins that we've worked with, one of our favorite plugin companies, because they adhere to no kind of dogma. What do I mean by that? What I mean is they don't worry about it looking like it's got, rusty screws on it and it has to look like a certain piece of analog equipment from 1950. They just design things to work really well, sound amazing, and be very, very easy to navigate. As you know, that's quite a topic of discussion amongst people reviewing plugins. It's like, why do we have to always, associate something with the past, especially when there's so much incredible innovation? I've had some time to look under the hood of this, and I will say I'm impressed by this plugin. That in mind, let's check it out and see what you think. Don't forget, you can win one of 3 copies of this, and you can download down here. What this is, it isn't an emulation of a bunch of different spaces. It is an actual logarithmic reverb, like the old lexicons of old. The incredible reverbs that we all grew up lusting after. 960s, 480s, PCM 70s, PCM 80s, and a PCM 90, of which I have one over there. Now, with all that in mind, this is like a 960, but it's a 960 on steroids. It is, I can't remember what we were talking about on the phone, but multiple times more powerful, because you can these days. I'm waffling on. I'm going to put it on a drum loop and we're going to have some fun. We're going to go through all of the different settings and I'm going to try and do as in-depth a review on this as possible because I know many of you will love this. So here I have a drum loop. Pretty aggressive kick and snare, lots of cymbals. So here it is. First things first, it does resize, which is fantastic. Also, it's running on my old cheese grater Mac. We have new computers that we are installing. New episode coming up soon. But it's running on a 2009 cheese grater. People always ask me about CPU. This mix is already got a lot of plugins on it. And all I did was bounce a stereo file from the drums so we could have a loop to work with and put it on the whole drums. Here's my system usage on my CPU. Pretty darn tiny. We've got lots of room. Okay, so I've set it to 100% wet. Let's give it a listen. Nice. So this is the default sound. And back on. Now, the reason why I chose to do a drum loop is because I want to have some fun with it. I wanted to see how the EQ, I wanted to see how the gate worked, to see if we could kind of gate the kick and snare. I wanted to try all kinds of stuff. Now, from the left and right, all the way down here, the first thing, of course, is the size. And you can see that's pretty straightforward. Let's go to the smallest to the largest, and we'll give it a listen. I immediately want to see how the gate works on this. freaking awesome. Okay, so I'm going to put it on pre-fade, and I'm going to mute the main loop. So I'm going to the shape there, which is like a tilt EQ. Put it back in. Go huge. All right, you're going to have all kinds of fun with that. I can just tell. Let's just turn the gate off for a minute. Let's put the EQ back to flat. It looks like it's set with the shape is set with a little bit of like extra high end there. The Transients is absolutely superb idea. We can go back in and mute the main signal. See how much more percussive we can make it with the attack? Bring that in. Great for drums. Now let's go the opposite way. Super sustainy and washy. Just kind of cool. It makes it sound like you're miking a room, like, you know, lots of open doors, like a long way away, and the attack has been diminished. Now, there's a function here where you can sync it to the groove of the song. So I can have it on sync or I can have it on milliseconds. So I'm going to have it on sync, and you can pre-delay it, which means you can start it like, here's a 64th note later. So it's in time. Three 16th quarter note, but I think most importantly is the end. I love that. So it's only an 8th note long now. So what did I just do there? I hit the freeze control on a kick. Let's go to that kick. Awesome. Now, there's the reverse. Take the freeze off, put the reverse on. Now, the ducker, obviously, is the ducker. It means that every time it's playing like a kick or a snare, it can release after that. So let's just see what happens. Take the reverse off. I love duckers. Duckers are fantastic on vocals, so try it on a vocal. But what's happening is it's taking the same signal that's going into the reverb and sticking it at the end of the reverb and using it to compress. So it's rather special. Every time it plays a kick or a snare, it ducks that initial transient hit, and then as it releases, so up comes the reverb. As I say, wonderful on vocals when you don't want them to sound too kind of cluttered, but really cool on this drum part. So it's just giving the drums more energy because it's almost like a parallel coming in. I just want to crank it. I mean, that's going to be fantastic on drums for just extra energy. Like I said a second ago, that would be something I would do with a parallel compressor. Go to reverse. Take the ducker off. And because it's synced, because we synced it, it's creating an extra movement now on the reverse. Let's go and quarter note. All right. Lots of silliness. So we got a freeze function, so you could hit a kick and just get that and have that underneath the whole time. You've got a reverse function, obvious what it can do. You've got the ducker. Here we've got the dry wet. Here we can start and stop the length of the reverb. Now, what was interesting when I was talking to Casper and I was asking him some questions, I said one of the problems I have with using a reverb that's the specific length is it doesn't really work, because the decay of the signal gets to a point where it's inaudible compared with the original source much before the end of, say, the predetermined time. Meaning, if I make this hit a quarter note, like we have here, sounds great, but before the next quarter note comes along, the reverb's already gone. So he suggested I go to this Shimmer. Now, what the Shimmer does is it takes the high end only, the Shimmer, and extends it. At the moment, it's on 4x, but I can go to 6x, and I can select the frequency. So I've got 8K, 4K, 2K. So let's go to 8K, and I've got it on 6x. Turn it off, turn it on. So now what I've got is I've got a sustaining 8K 6 times longer than the quarter note. $4K now, 6 times longer. And what that helps to do is just create like an little extra amount of sustain in that high end, because it is only the high end after all, which makes the reverb feel like it's just hanging in the room and not decaying quite so quickly. Now, of course, I can gate it. And that completely changes everything. Let's go to the width. It's great. Really making it feel left and right heavy. Put the drums back in. That's a pretty cool drum sound. Now, verb again. Obviously, the modulation is pretty self-explanatory, but let's have some fun with it. Now, what I love about this modulation is it's not just taking the whole signal and changing the pitch. It's changing the pitch of all of the individual reflections. So it's really making this seem a lot more dense. Have a listen. So it's not like you're just putting a flanger on the verb, which can be fun, don't get me wrong, but none. Maximum, put it in. Just adds extra dimension. So the resolution is like, you've got basic, you've got high, and you've got pristine. Just on the basic, you're probably still like several times higher resolution than you would expect on any of the classic lexicons. And then it just goes up from there and there. So, I mean, you could, if you wanted this to be, and we've reviewed reverbs like this, reverbs that are like completely designed to sound like incredible rooms and they take up so much CPU. Well, being an algorithmic reverb, it's not emulating a room, but it's allowing a lot of what I would love in like a really high quality recording of a room without, frankly, probably eating up as much of the CPU. Basic. Pristine. I think for something like a piano, a grand piano recorded in a nice room and you wanted to really go for it on, you wanted the quality to be absolutely insane, I think you could do really well with that. One of the things that I really, really like is this ability to control not only the end, but the beginning of the reverb. So if I put this back to milliseconds, I can do this. So I can delay the start by just a few milliseconds. So that pre-delay almost gives like a slapback reverb. At 21 milliseconds there. Let's make it super dark. Just exaggerate the attack. And then mute the main signal. I mean, scratching the surface, it really does feel like you can create any kind of room that you want. So this plugin is currently at $49. $49 not so whopping dollars for a plugin that you really are going to have fun creating your own spaces. So they're describing this as a next generation algorithmic reverb. And I'm sure plenty of other people will do things like this, and I'm sure there are other ideas out there. But this is very, very intuitive. It's very intuitive. It sounds really good. Let's try on some other stuff. Let's go and grab the lead vocal. Rob Kanelski and Phineas talked about their vocal sound, about shaping short reverbs around the vocal. So I want to try that.
I'm gonna need someone to fix my half a heart and stitch me up inside before I rip apart.
So there's a vocal there. It's got a little bit of the room tone in it. It's actually the last setting we have with the drums.
I'm gonna need someone to fix my half a heart and stitch me up inside before I rip apart. I wonder where I'd be if I had you from the start. I really need someone. All that it left was half a heart. I'm gonna need someone to fix my half a heart and
I really, really like this. That's really cool. Now, on this cleanup section here, we've got damping. So I can get rid of some of this excessive. I can high pass some of the excessive lows.
I'm gonna need someone to fix my half a heart and stitch me.
Quite a big difference between high passing at 40. Now the cleanup.
From the start, I really need someone. All that it left was half a heart.
There's a huge difference.
I'm gonna need someone to fix my half a heart and stitch me up inside before I rip apart.
And I've got EQ.
I'd be if I had you from the start.
The tilt EQ. And then the smoothing.
I'm gonna need someone to fix my half a heart and stitch me up inside.
Wow.
Before
sounds like a triangle.
I wonder where I'd be if I had you from the start. I really need someone. All that it left was half a heart. I'm gonna need someone to fix my half a heart and stitch me up inside before I rip apart. I wonder where I'd be if I had you from the start. I really need someone. All that it left was half a heart.
Now we've got the size, we've got the width. One of the things we haven't talked about, of course, is sparkle, which is on the reflections. And I can really add tons more.
I'm gonna need someone to fix my half a heart and stitch me up inside before I rip apart. I wonder where I'd be if I had you from the start. I really need someone. All that it left was half a heart.
Bring the modulation down a bit.
Gonna need someone to fix my half a heart and stitch me up inside before I rip apart. I wonder where I'd be if I had you from the start. I really need someone. All that it left was half a heart. I'm gonna need someone.
So now we're bringing the reverb in tight around it.
Stitch me up inside before I rip apart.
Darken it a bit. Open up some of the low end. So now I'm bringing it less attacky. Okay, so if you like tweaking things and you like having fun and you like being creative with reverbs, I think this could be for you. I like this a lot. I really do like this a lot.
I'm gonna need someone to fix my half a heart and stitch me up inside before I rip apart. I wonder where I'd be if I had you from the start. I really need someone. All that it left was half a heart. I'm gonna need someone to fix my half a heart and stitch me up inside before I rip apart. I wonder where
Bring it back into context with the mix.
from the start. I really need someone. All that it left was half a heart. I'm gonna need someone to fix my half a heart and stitch me up inside before I rip apart. I wonder where I'd be.
I'm going to put the drums in as well.
From the start, I really need someone. All that it left was half a heart. I'm gonna need someone to fix my half a heart.
All right. I like reviewing products that sound great. I like reviewing products that have a lot of ability to shape sound. And I like things that are easy to use and understand. I think we all do. But what I do like is when I like something and it sounds good and it's fun and we might see ourselves using it a lot, and it's only $49. There's been a lot of really good plugins we've reviewed over the years, and we try to review good plugins. We try not to. If I get sent stuff all the time, which is not so good, and if we didn't review it, that's probably why. But I really, really like this. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. And I feel like there's a lot of care going into these designs. I mean, Denmark, where Baby Audio are from, you probably know, have a huge wealth of audio experience, and they build some incredible gear, not to mention tube tech. I mean, and TC Electronics, and some of my favorite guitar pedals ever, Carl Martin. I mean, the list is endless of really incredible equipment that comes from Denmark. And I know they're all pretty obsessive, and I got to speak to Casper from Baby Audio, and I couldn't help noticing he was wearing a Fred Perry, and then so we started talking about music, and you can tell that this is created by people who are huge fans of music. There's no cynicism in this. This is inexpensive, sounds great, with loads and loads of great features. And you can win, of course, one of 3 copies. So please check it out. Thank you, Baby Audio, for sending it over so we can try it out. Expect to see this on quite a few of our mixes. There's a handful of reverbs I absolutely love. There's a couple of plates that we use. There's a couple of chambers. But when I want to do something really great with the vocal, this is going to be where I'm going to reach. I feel like this is for everybody, but I think particularly modern pop music, or just pop music in general, when you're really trying to sculpt and create something. It's not one of those, just throw in the plate, let's put the EMT up. I mean, I get all that stuff. I love it. This is going to be when you've got a really beautiful song and you're just trying to get the vocal. Maybe you find that little close, almost slap delay version of a verb, and you just tuck in lightly underneath. And then you sit there and you just maybe reduce some of the highs so it just sits in with it. Or the opposite, you want it to splash out around, and you're sitting there with the tilt EQ, you're messing with the transients a little bit, you want to put it on a kick, and you're freezing the kick sound, going underneath your drums, or you're using the reverse feature, or you're using the ducker and you want it to seem like it's exploding with a parallel. That's a lot of plug-in for $49. I've been enthusiastic about a lot of stuff because there's a lot of things that are great. And growing up in a world where it was only rack gear, and you go to studios and you would have maybe 4 auxiliary sends on your console, and you'd look around and you'd figure out what reverb you were going to use on the vocals, what you were going to maybe use on the guitars, and maybe what you would use on the drums. Sometimes you'd split it and go, well, I have to put this element in here and that element over there. And we were happy. We were happy with our 3 or 4 reverbs and our 2 digital delay lines. We thought it was luxury. Living in bottom of septic tank. No, used to walk up to work, uphill both ways. I mean, it's different. It really is a wonderful time. And I'm very enthusiastic about this. It sounds great. It sounds really good. Great work, Baby Audio. Thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget, you can enter to win one of 3 copies. Please download it yourself and try it out. I want to know what you think, not what somebody told you that you think or that you should think. Try it out. I'd love to know your impressions. Please leave any comments and questions below. Thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you, Baby Audio, for sending it over for us to try out. So long, farewell, la vida, say, and au revoir, adios, adio, goodbye.